So, so hey guys, we'll start off now. This is a really important part in what we call the tips and tricks before the exams. This is a really important part. Right now, there are lots of examinations happening. Like students all around the world are worried about what the exams are gonna be and how they're gonna turn out. So I'm not gonna leak out the question papers, of course. I'm going to just let you know what you can do to calm your nerves, of course. Of course, the first thing is not to worry. Okay, so let's without further ado, let's start the video. Let's start the next. Okay, okay. What to do on the day before your exam, like on the evening before your exam? Okay, set two alarms. The first thing is your parents. Of course, you get your parents to say that to give you a wake up, to wake you up, or if you live if you live far away from your parents. Let's say you are living in some kind of college or something. Let's say you're living in a separate room or you're on scholarship to another country and your parents are in another country, at least get them to give you a wake up call or something like that. So of course your phone does have the clock app which can help you to set alarms. Of course the second tip is to keep calm. The third tip is do not burn the midnight oil. Alright, so don't stay up until late night. It can seriously ruin your chances of winning the game. Okay, so let's say you're sleepy in the morning and then you just kind of don't remember everything in the exam, or even worse, you begin to yawn in the exam. It can seriously distract you. Okay, do everything regularly, just the way you do it every day. Like don't do anything special. Like let's say you're normally not let's say you normally don't eat dinner, but don't skip dinner. Just eat dinner. Okay. Okay, let's say you normally eat dinner. Okay, don't say that I've got to study, I wouldn't eat dinner today, something like that. So do everything so that your body remains and it thinks that it's still a normal day and that you wouldn't feel queasy during your exam. Of course, you need some materials in the exam. So here's a kind of checklist. Of course, you can note it down if you want. You would require stationery, which is pen, pencil, eraser, etc. Additional stationery, like preferably keep it in your pocket, like a pencil, an eraser, a pen, and so on. Not everything, just all the essentials, like not all the stylish things. Like just keep a normal pen, nothing too special. Okay, it's not your exam kit, it's your day-to-day kit. Okay, for emergencies, just in case your ink runs out in the middle of the exam. Of course, you need a calculator if it's a mathematics or it's a science exam, which means a science paper like chemistry or physics or biology or something like that. Because you will be asked to do some calculations, certain calculations. Of course, you need it for mathematics, but check with your teacher whether it's permitted. Like in some exams, it's not permitted for you to have a calculator. And of course, if you're writing an English exam or history exam, something like that, definitely you need to have a calculator. The third essential, or sorry, the fourth essential is your statement of entry. Carry it to your school. Like it's a piece of paper which verifies that you're supposed to be writing the exam. Okay, which verifies that you paid the fee. Okay, because the fee isn't too small. Yeah, they want you to verify whether you've paid the fee, and such kind of things are only those people get who have actually paid the fees. Okay, of course, an ID or photo proof, which means your passport, national identity card, something like that. Okay, like in case they do have something like examiners can drop in. Examiners, the real people who mark your papers, can just drop in to see how you're doing. There's no such rule that they wouldn't do such things. They can put in surprise things. So if they come up to your table and ask you who are you, then you must be able to respond quickly that I'm a member of this country, or I'm a member of another country. I've come here on a visa or something like that. Yeah, of course, you would need a school ID. I've written if present in the bracket because I didn't have a school ID when I wrote my IGCSEs. I wrote it as a private candidate, so definitely they didn't give me a school ID. They just give me a visitor pass. So for all those private candidates out there, uh, um, I'm sorry guys, you wouldn't have a school ID. Okay, good luck charm. There's no such rule that will prevent you from taking a good luck charm, and just make sure your good luck charm is not something like a piece of paper or something like that. Make sure it's something permittable, which is more like your favorite pen or bracelet, your favorite bracelet. You just wear it, and maybe your favorite, like in certain cases, maybe your favorite mini mini toy or something like that. Just make sure it's not too big, and it's most preferable is if you can wear it like a bracelet or an earring or a finger ring or anything of that sort. Okay, so wake up early. Of course, you've got two alarms to wake you up, and drink a nice cup of water. Okay, you first things first. You should wake up early because it takes 2 hours for the brain to reboot itself, for the human brain to reboot. So let's say your exam is at 8. You need to wake up at something like 6 or 5:30 or 5 or something. And if you say, "What should I do getting up that early?" then you can revise, or you can do the list of activities put down there. It'll take you probably 2 or 3 hours to do them. So by the time you reach your exam hall, it'll be perfect timing. Okay, so drink a cup of water, preferably warm water, and not warm juices or something like that. Preferably just plain water, nothing mixed in it, or like a piece of lime is still okay, but nothing like some kind of juice or something like that. Have a nice old breakfast. Okay. Mm, have a nice old breakfast, which means that have a nice big breakfast. Do not keep a part of your stomach empty. Take a power walk. Walk for 15 minutes or so. Walk for a few blocks, and that's all you need to do. Wear your favorite clothes. Like everyone has some set of favorite clothes, right? Okay, so you wear that on this special day. And do not change your caffeine habits. Which means if you drink coffee, then you have to absolutely have to drink coffee. Huh? Huh? No, వచ్చింది అమ్మాయి వచ్చింది పోయి మాకు డ్రాప్ కొని అమ్మితే మాకు డ్రాప్ కొని అమ్మితే వెళ్ళింది. Okay, so sorry for this short interruption. Okay, so do not change caffeine habits. Yeah, so if you drink coffee normally, then your brain wouldn't be able to function without the coffee. And and if you do not drink coffee or you're not addicted to it, then don't. Like if you normally do not drink coffee, then don't drink it because the extra energy will make you go bonkers. Okay, read your notes. Your is in bold because it's really important. Do not read someone else's notes. Like, not just go onto the internet. Like, you can find hundreds of people they upload notes on the internet. Don't go and read at that because it's someone else's notes and they've written it so as to what they understand the best. Like you want to understand what is your best, so you preferably read your own notes, or you can read notes which you have been continually referring since the start of the academic year, which is might be your teacher's notes or some notes you've been following from a very long time from a website. Just don't start anything new, like new notes, because if you change something at the last moment, change something really important like notes at the last moment, can really change the whole thing. Okay, so let's look at the next. Let's look at the next thing. What to do before the exam? The first thing, the most first and foremost, do not talk to your friends. Okay, do not talk to your friends, which means that you preferably, because your friends will definitely mention a topic which you are not that sure of, and if they want to, uh, and they may scare you. Okay, these may scare you. Those may actually be small questions like 1 or 2 marks, but they may scare you with their predictions. Like it may come, they may say, it may come up for 5 marks or something like that to really, really scare you off. Okay, try not to keep such kind of topics, but if you have such kind of weak topics, then prefer not to talk to your friends. Go to the toilet. This seems obvious. Okay, empty off everything. Make sure you're not feeling queasy during the exam. Like if it's a 1 hour exam, a multiple choice paper, they wouldn't allow you to go to the toilet. The second thing is fill up your stomach, which means that do not keep your stomach empty. Like if you like once you had that big breakfast, let's say your exam is at 12 and then you usually have lunch at 1, but your exam is going to last until 2. So do not postpone lunch, instead prepone it. Okay? Take your water bottle. Like there are some people say it's just a 1 hour exam, I don't need a water bottle. But that usually is not the case. They wouldn't be okay at the end of the exam. You would need some kind of water. Ensure you have all necessary materials. As mentioned above, like pen, pencil, eraser, calculator, everything. Eat some chocolate. Now, chocolate's really a tension remover, as people say. The most important thing is that you should stay free of tension. So that's why you've got to eat some chocolate or some kind of sweet. It makes you relief. It can give you relief. Okay. In the exam, do not panic if you see a hard question. Just move on. Everyone gives this tip. Nothing special about it. But if it's a multiple choice paper, yeah, but do not, but you should keep it in your mind that I have to do this question later, okay? Like people just say, oh, this question is hard, and then they move on, and then they forget all about that question, and when they give up, they remember after they come outside the exam hall when nothing can be changed anymore. If it's a multiple choice paper, then just finish the question and mark on the OMR sheet. Finish, mark, finish, mark, finish, mark. Do not like I do not do this. Like you finish the whole question paper and then copy on the answers one by one. It wouldn't work out. You would displace at least one answer. Like if the answer is C, you may put a D on the exam sheet. If you're stuck, imagine your study place. Like I study on my desk at home. If I'm stuck, I just imagine this place. It does help, okay? So that's why keep one study place usually. Most preferably a place you can access every day at home, not something like the library which is closed on weekends or a school library which you don't go to on weekends, something like that. Okay, once you imagine your study place, it may help. There's a 50-50 chance that you would remember and you wouldn't remember, but we would like to think about the positive 50 chance. After the exam, do not discuss about your with the friends. The friends can actually scare you off. Like let's say 2 or 3 of them put an answer as C instead, whereas you had put D to the same question. Then you'd be scared like, oh, 2 or 3 of them got C, whereas I got D. D may actually be correct. Like if they all got it wrong, if the 3 of them got it wrong, and you and some other bunch of kids got it correct, that wouldn't be a very bad thing, right? That there's a possibility of that, right? Because usually all the 3 people who talk together are those who study together, and all 3 who may have studied together may have studied the whole thing wrong, so they're on the wrong answer. So preferably look for those who you study with, like your own group of friends. Do not just wander off to other people, say, oh, tell me what's the answer for that, tell me what your answer for this one. Okay, the third thing is that do not rely the whole thing to their parents. Just tell them of the harder questions. Like your parents will probably be bored by the end of the end by midway you explain your question paper to them. They don't want to know all the details. They just want to know what difficulties you experience, rather than what were the easy things. Okay, this may seem like a good thing to say the whole thing so that you can point out there are more easy questions than hard ones. But to save energy and time and your parents' interest, do not relive the whole thing. Just tell them about the hardships. And the last thing is thank you for watching this video, and of course recommend it to your friends who may be feeling queasy in the end, and stay calm before the exam. Okay? So bye guys, see you guys in the next video, which will most likely be one of my, I'm not sure what video to make. Anyhow, just write down in the comments what videos would you like to see next, and I'll try to make them. Maybe regarding education or maybe regarding computer software. I have videos on both, as you probably already know.